This is a topic that has been in all of our minds recently, for me, both due to personal experiences in my life and the troubling events that we're all witnessing in the world, Middle East and elsewhere. I think we would do best right now if we just sat up and took a few breaths together, opening up your lungs. Remember, the collarbones are being pulled up a little bit like strings. So this creates this sort of expansiveness in our chest. I invite you just to breathe deeply in through your nose, filling up all the space you can with your breath. Exhale out your mouth. Let's do 3 of those. Thank you. So that's helpful. When we talk about trauma or crises, we know that Qigong isn't a solution for those things, but it can really help us navigate the emotional and spiritual complexities that these things bring up, and to help us with our own sense of self, our own sense of inner awareness and balance. In my life, I can't believe the crazy things that have been happening, and not to mention all the other things that are bigger, worldly things. But I just find, especially the last 2 things, these 2 personal things, I've been really looking at myself and the role I played in those things. This work is so interesting because we know that we are part of the universe. We're part of nature. We're not separate. We're all connected. And there's no doubt, just think of the theory of quantum physics and energy. We are all connected. We cannot doubt that. And so what's happening in the outer world is mirrored and reflected in all of our worlds. But I would say it's even more than that. It's not just in our lives, but it's also in our bodies. And then the reverse is true. The chaos or whatever that might be going on in my body manifests in my outside world and then is also reflected and mirrored in the world at large. We think sometimes we can't do anything, but we really can do so much. And that's where we need to look at what's happening in our lives. And I just, for an example, when there's turmoil, there's turmoil. And I lost my wallet. I don't know where it's in my house somewhere. It fell out of, I had this little pouch. It's somewhere. I have to find it. I have a pile of clutter that I've been shuffling around that I need to address. I haven't put away the stuff from my cabin yet because we just closed everything. Anyway, there's these little things that contribute to turmoil and chaos. And we sometimes are so used to them being present or seeing them or looking at them that we don't even notice them anymore. But they are there. And this is where I feel our practice gives us a ability to have some self-awareness, but also to be more of an observer of our lives, of our surrounding, of our environment, of the world. When I think of this metal element in this season of letting go and how this is linked to the lungs and the large intestine. And these organs then aren't just physical, they're emotional, and they're tied to feelings like grief, sadness, depression, and our ability to actually let go, our capacity, say, for letting go. When we're in turmoil, when there's turmoil around us, it's really great to look in the mirror and just see, okay, what is my role in this? What can I do? And this echoing that happens inside us, inside our homes, inside our lives, inside our relationships, and then into the world, and vice versa. It's this 2-way. It reminds me of the Wei Qi. So we have the Wei Qi that is our immune system that is governed by largely the lungs, large intestine, spleen, pancreas, kidney, bladder. So we have those meridians, channels, and organs in our body. That Wei Qi is like our immune system, our protective field or shield, or however you want to put it. So we can work on the Wei Qi internally, and this helps us emotionally and spiritually. And then there's also this layer around us, like say our skin then is this membrane that is this membrane of protection. But then this Wei Qi, when we talk about the emotional and spiritual aspects, it goes beyond our physical form, right? It's like there's us with a coating, and then there's another ball that we're within, and another ball that we're within. So we have not just the physical, emotional, and spiritual, I see it right now as we have ourselves, and then we have our homes, our surrounding environment, and we have the world. All of these things are our home. We're in all of it and part of all of it. So how can I clean up my house? How can I tidy my home? How can I declutter, let go, pay attention to the details that I'm responsible for? If there's a leak in one of my taps, there's a leak in my life. So I need to fix the leak. I need to tend to my home, fix the stuff, but emotionally and spiritually and energetically do your work. It's like we're sweeping it out, and then we're sweeping out the house, and then this is helping the world. Just think of like the meridians of the world are blocked. So how can we help those? We can help those by help unblocking our own meridians, because we're not separate. This importance of our own capability to help is really strong, and we have a lot of power. And when we understand that we are chi beings have a radiance and an energetic impact and influence that is way beyond ourselves. I feel it's beyond what we could ever possibly even know. So we have work to do in that area. I have work to do. I really do, in my home, in my life. But this is going to help with all this chaos, turmoil, whatever you want to call it, in the world, but that I'm also seeing in my life, and that I'm also feeling emotionally and energetically. So what can we do? There's a few things. I have a short list. One is move your body. We need to move our body to move the energy, whether it's Qigong, yoga, Tai Chi, going for a walk. We need to move. It's the only thing that shifts our physical energy is movement. We need to get outside. We have to breathe in air from nature, the universe. We have to remind ourselves that we are part of this. We are not separate. We have to look at the clouds. We have to look at the birds. We have to look at the trees. These are our reminders. There is this beautiful cycle of life that is happening all around us. So we need to tune into that miracle every day. We also need to limit our stimulants. So be that caffeine or sugar or screen time or news. We have to have our Wei Qi, our shields up, and really protect how much we want to give our energy away to those things that are stimulants, so to speak. And same with depressants like alcohol or the news or whatever it might be. Even the energy vampire friends that we have, we love them, but we need to be in a place where we're able to help them. So that means we need to take care of ourselves and perhaps understand when is the best time to be with those people. We need to eat good, earthy, warm food. That is going to ground us and make us feel like we are loved and nurtured, which is so helpful in this realm of feeling that we're cared for. We need to drink warm water and starting a gratitude practice. In December, we have our gifts of gratitude. We do gratitude every day, but let's do it now. Start your gratitudes now if you haven't already. We know that the energy of gratitude raises our vibration. It shows a coherence with our heart, and it helps us sink into our bodies more. It also helps us with perspective on the great things we do have in our lives. We all have them. It's our job to put on those gratitude goggles and find them and make a note of what they are. Remind yourself of those things. And we need to declutter. We need to set a timer and spend 15 minutes in a room and just get rid of some stuff, or donate it, or organize it, or sort it, or that pile of paper. I'm going to tackle it this week. My commitment has been made to you today. These things have a big difference because you can breathe better, right? We know that this feng shui aspect of clutter really affects our ability to breathe. It's like it's a stack of books sitting on our chest. So when we let go, we can breathe. What else happens? We're transforming grief. We're transforming sadness. And so lightening the load literally is very emotionally impactful as well. Take care of the business. Like I said, fix the leak, trim the branch, pay the bill. Those loose ends create clutter in our minds. I paid all my taxes yesterday. It felt so good to do that because it's been a burden here. Of course, the deadline is today, but I did it yesterday. And make your home a sanctuary. Make it nice when you come in there. like you feel nurtured by it. It is your home. If you need to burn some incense, if you need to do a little sage smudge every once in a while, get a candle, get some nice sheets and nice pajamas. I tell my students this about self-care too. Yes, Carol. Carol says, don't get rid of too much. I know that there can be an overcorrection when we declutter. I am witness to it. So don't throw away the essential things. Don't over declutter. But don't be afraid of that happening either. Then you'll deplete your kidneys. And then if you have this in your capabilities to go get a massage or some body work or some acupuncture, let someone do something to soothe you, to make you feel better and more cared for, whatever that might be. And then these creative pursuits like write, paint, color, draw, dance, some kind of creative outlet, and see that as just like butterflies shooting out of your body, whatever you choose to pursue, to have this other part of your brain just go and be playful and fun and spend quality time with people that you love who understand. Maybe you don't have to share, but just being present with someone that you love is nurturing. Maybe that's just a text or a phone call. Maybe that's not possible to be in their presence, but a connection with them can be very soothing and helpful. Remembering that self-care isn't selfish, but it really is an important way for us to recharge. And we have these physical, spiritual, and emotional batteries, and they need to be charged up. And that's our job. No one else is going to do it for us. So self-care practices become paramount when we notice that we're feeling challenged. And then this gives us resources so we can be more compassionate. We can be more powerful and effective healers and love radiators. Those are the main things I wanted to say. And just remember, doing more Qigong can be helpful. You have your breath with you all the time. So we just took 3 breaths at the beginning of class today. You could do that anytime and feel it like a decluttering, internal decluttering and releasing and letting go. Does anyone have any questions or comments about what I shared? We don't want to get overwhelmed by this. Just set a timer. If there's something that you like, my pile, it's going to be a 15-minute timer. Then tomorrow I'll do another 15. I'll deplete myself if I decide that I have to do this today. That's not loving. We have to pace ourselves with these things, but our intention is the most powerful. So when we set an intention for what we really want to do, the energy is going to support that even more. So this connects us back to, when we set an intention in our practice. Okay, so let's get up. And today we're going to do